Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP and we're sitting here just above 68 cents. But look at that 7-day chart. We're forming a massively long bull flag right now. And everybody's saying we're going to pump going into the weekend. Same thing with Bitcoin. People are expecting us to achieve 80K by Saturday. Let's see if it actually happens. But every day it seems like Bitcoin is printing a new all-time high right now. And a lot of people are becoming new millionaires as well. That's why I talked about that in yesterday's video, because for some reason it's normal for Bitcoin to make people a millionaire. But when it comes to XRP holders, it's not normal for us to become millionaires, and they would never let that happen for any XRP holders. It's all bullshit. People are going to get rich off of XRP. Wait and see. And right now, we're still following Bitcoin because Bitcoin dominance is still sitting around 50%. No real change on the Bitcoin dominance. But once that really starts to fall, that's when we will enter alt season. I keep seeing people every single day saying, we're almost through alt season. We're almost through alt season. Alt season hasn't officially even begun yet. Sure, we see a couple cryptocurrencies rise in price, but nothing compared to what's coming. Know what you hold. XRP is being adopted behind the scenes by the largest institutions in the world. They don't want you to see this. And you see right here, use of crypto assets as a bridge currency, Ripple liquidity, alternatives based on DLT, CLS net, settlement asset as proxy for CBDC, could also be combined with CBDC. You know, what's going on in the background is all these banks and all these big financial institutions, even major companies, are working with Ripple or getting everything in place right now with Ripple. But nobody really wants to jump into that yet. Nobody wants to really come out and say, hey, we're utilizing XRP, because they're still worried about the SEC in the United States. However, overseas, you could see it coming. You know, even Christine Lagarde told you multiple times in the past, the BIS, the IMF, yet people still don't think it's gonna actually happen. It's already happening. Wake up. Let's go. XRP ETF coming. Uphold research lead drops hint. So is this guy just speculating, or does he know something we don't know? We are finally seeing the fruits of increased development on XRP since the lawsuit was settled. And XRP ETP is around the corner too. There is life in the old girl. I think he's just speculating right now. I do believe we will see an XRP ETF in the future. Is that going to play a big factor in the price of XRP? Nobody really knows yet. So like I always tell you, until it happens, it's all speculation. Boom, the XRP Ledger automated market maker is going live in 9 days. By providing liquidity, you can earn money passively. This has to do with passive income. But people are saying the day that this goes live, March 22nd, all of a sudden we're going to see a major run-up for XRP. People are expecting us to break $1 on that day. But again, if you know the day it's going to happen, most likely it's not going to happen on that day. I don't think it's commonly understood how much in the plans Ripple and Stellar are in the minds of the financial elite when they are restructuring cross-border payments internationally. The only two crypto companies illustrate it. And you see right here, Ripple and Stellar. And you know, everybody always downplays Stellar. And you know, pretty much XRP and XLM are pretty much the same. They're out there doing exactly the same thing. They're not fighting each other, but they're moving money in the same way. You know, XLM works with fiat. It also works offline, just like XRP. XLM is now getting tied in with CBDCs. Look at Ukraine, a few other countries as well. No real difference, but yet people don't see the value in XLM. They only seem to see the value in XRP right now. I think that will change over time. But you see, local bank to local bank, Ripple and Stellar. And you know, again, it's not only bank to bank for Ripple. There's going to be person to person payments, company to bank payments, company to company payments, person to government payments. Same thing with XLM, because they're going to be crossing over into each other's territory from time to time. In other words, what I'm saying is you're going to have an alternative. You could either use XLM or XRP in the future, because they're both going in the same direction, even around tokenization. XRP and Forbes top 10 cryptos to invest in. Growing interest in XRP amid court victory. Now, they always say that XRP is in the top 10 and that people should invest in this cryptocurrency, but they don't give the biggest reason why. They always cite Ripple and the SEC could come to a settlement, or they always cite that Ripple ETP or ETF is coming in the near future, or an IPO might be announced. The best reason to invest in XRP, honestly, is because we have proof that the elites and the IMF and the BIST are all ready to work with Ripple and XRP. And you know that Swift is even going to work with Ripple in the future. That's the best reason, because that points towards XRP's utility, not just speculation and hype, actual utility. And that's what I'm waiting for when it comes to XRP. Now, this comes from Smoke. Confidential report tracking the institutional adoption of crypto for the 25 largest financial institutions. Now, when you look at this list, a lot of them are in the United States. And somebody pointed out, look at Vanguard, no adoption for crypto at all. But I would say this, I think Vanguard is going in a totally different direction than the rest of the pack. But you see JP Morgan, you see BlackRock, all working with crypto. So there's adoption happening inside the United States. And people still don't realize that either. Everybody thinks we're going to be held up by the SEC forever. Yet, I personally wouldn't count out Vanguard, as they are just behind BlackRock in controlling the ETF industry, was a direct participant in Swift blockchain trials, and centered in this presentation with Ripple. And you see right there, this is the future for Vanguard, and it all ties in with Ripple and XRP. And I think that was the plan for Vanguard all along, because a lot of these mappings and a lot of what we see is going back a couple years. And this was building out while everybody was paying attention to everything else that was going on. COVID was the biggest distraction. In 2020, people were like, oh, you know, forget about crypto. I need to know what's going on with COVID, because it was all over the mainstream media news. But crypto investors, people that were already invested, it just continued forward for us, because we were still making all the connections then. And we were still early, and everything was speculation back then. And look at what happened soon after. Everything is now almost put in place. That's how close we actually are. Proof: Ripple has a private ledger for CBDCs. Now, that's not what it says here. It says each solution is built on a private ledger that is based upon XRP ledger technology. They're not saying that there's a private ledger. And I mentioned this in a video the other day, and people said, you keep citing David Schwartz, but when did he ever say that there's not two prices for XRP? Well, right here, private and public ledger. Will XRP have a different price? Take a listen.
In the private ledgers as it is on the public.
Yes.
the value proposition of XRP is that it has these liquidity pools. If it doesn't make sense to isolate something, like there's no place where gold is worth twice as much as it is now, because if there was, people would just bring gold there and they would buy gold somewhere else and they would sell it there. Unless the only way that you can have the value be very different in two places is if there's a lot of friction. And if there's friction, someone will make a business of removing that friction. So I don't see any realistic scenario where XRP has significantly different value unless something's wrong. Like a good example of a case, there was a time where the value of XRP, they called it the kimchi premium, right? Where the value of XRP in some Asian countries was very high, but that was because there were capital controls, right? That was because things were bad. I think that's a sign that something is not going well. The value proposition of XRP is that you can take it to all of the places, right? If I sell you some gold and you say, hey, this gold can only be used in jewelry, you're like, well, that kind of sucks. I don't want that gold, right? The value proposition of gold is that you have access to the entire value proposition of gold. And so I don't see any scenario in which where it makes sense to snip pieces.
Like I said, there's not two different prices on XRP. And David has cleared this up multiple times in the past as well. You know, the same XRP you're holding right now is the same XRP that's going to be utilized whether it's on a private ledger or a public ledger. And the banks are going to want some sort of privacy, I'm sure of it, because they don't want everybody's information out there. Plus, they don't want to see all the transactions that people are making on a daily basis as well. There has to be some sort of privacy. It's the same way when we talk about a CBDC. I'm not a fan of a CBDC, but I would be more of a fan of CBDC if there was privacy laws put in place to protect our transactions, to keep us safe from government surveillance. But you know, everybody always has this opinion that for some reason Ripple is holding all this XRP over here that's worth like $10,000 and the XRP we're holding is worth 70 cents. It doesn't even make sense if you really think about it. And you know, as banks start to utilize XRP in the future, you know, everybody talks about they want to see the price, you know, without volatility. Well, what has Ripple been doing? They've been keeping the price stable, and it's the same XRP we're holding. So that's the same XRP that the banks would be interested in, if that all makes sense to all of you. But you know, we're XRP investors, and along the way, there's been so many different narratives. You know, we have so many different price points for this cryptocurrency, and every single day I see new price predictions in this current run up. You know, let's first break $1. I always say that because then you'll see the FOMO come, the excitement will come pouring in to XRP. Are we going to achieve $20 in this run? Because that was the latest prediction I seen today. $20 is going to be nothing. We're going to blow past it like it's standing still. And then all of a sudden, we're going to hit $100 plus over the course of like a few days. I don't know if that's going to happen without utility driving the price of XRP. And that's why I always stay focused on the utility aspect. Because once it's actually being utilized, it now has structure. It has demand. The price isn't going to fluctuate as much as people think. A utility run could go on for a long, long period of time compared to current cycles. And everybody's always going to bring up market cap. Even as we achieve a new all-time high on XRP, people are going to say, that's it. That's the final price on XRP. We're going to start dipping out from here based on market cap and previous cycles. You will hear so many people talk in different ways about XRP once we really start to take off. And then you're going to have the naysayers saying it can't achieve this price point or that price point. Even once utility kicks in, nobody's going to want to believe it. And they're going to try to talk you into selling your XRP too soon. They're going to tell you, this is it. This is the top for XRP. People will call it in video after video after video. They're going to all try to time the top. I want you to stay focused and stay patient. You know, think of a number and take profit at that number. And that's it. hold on to the rest of your XRP. You know, that's why it's always important to diversify. Maybe you could sell off other cryptocurrencies and continue to hold your XRP until it reaches its full potential. But you know, it's going to be a crazy time ahead. Everybody knows this is the year we're going to achieve a new all-time high. Nobody's going to even argue that point right now. I don't see anybody saying it's not going to happen in 2024. It's going to happen in 2025. That narrative is kind of going away now. But until it does all happen, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.